Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining us. Welcome back. I'm Steve.
And I'm Scott.
And together we're Backyard Musings, Apple Valley, California, People's Republic of California.
Yep, we are still in California, and we're talking about some of our favorite topics, and that is reversing some illnesses here. So this is really a good story.
Really interesting. Stem cell
Yeah.
therapy. Now, Scott, stem cells come from, don't they come from placentas? Is that right?
I don't know what they come from, but I believe so. Maybe that's someplace, because I know that there was a big deal about years ago when they started all this research and stuff that people could, how they freeze embryos.
Yeah.
They could freeze, you could save some of that stem cell in case something happened to you later on in life, and you could use that to fight. And there was a big to fight that disease, but there was a big hoopla about that. There were some people, there's some people that didn't want that to happen. They thought that you were messing with Mother Nature,
Yeah. So stem cell therapy reversed stroke damage in mice, regenerating neurons and restoring movement. The findings bring scientists closer to human treatments that could one day transform recovery after brain injury. This research was presented in Nature Communications on September 16th, 2025. Would you like to know more?
Okay, so 1 in 4 adults, which I thought this is a pretty high number actually, suffer a stroke in their lifetime, leaving around half of them with residual damage such as paralysis or speech impairment, because internal bleeding or lack of oxygen supply kills brain cells irreversibly. And just letting everybody know, to my knowledge, I have never had a stroke. I just talk like this normally. So no therapies currently exist to repair this kind of damage, which is, again, that's a sad deal. Quote, that's why it is essential to pursue new therapeutic approaches to potential brain regeneration after diseases or accidents, says Christian Tackenberg, the scientific head of division in the neurodegeneration group of the University of Zurich Institute for Regenerative Medicine. Okay.
Neural stem cells have the potential to regenerate brain tissue, as a team led by Tackenberg and postdoctoral researcher Rebecca Weber has now compellingly shown in 2 studies that were conducted in collaboration with a group headed by Ruslan Rust, and Ruslan is the Slavic name for Russell. Ruslan Rust, I have a son named Russell, and I sometimes call him Ruslan. From the University of Southern California. Quote, our findings show that neural stem cells not only form new neurons, but also induce other regeneration processes, Tackenberg says.
All right. Well, this sounds promising. The studies employed human neural stem cells from which different cell types of the nervous system can form. The stem cells were derived from induced pluripotent stem cells, which in turn can be manufactured from normal human somatic cells. From their investigation, the researchers induced a permanent stroke in mice, the characteristics of which closely resemble the manifestation of strokes in humans. The animals were genetically modified so they would not reject the human stem cells. Okay.
1 week after stroke induction, the research team transplanted neural stem cells into the injured brain region and observed subsequent developments using a variety of imaging and biochemical methods. Quote, we found that the stem cells survived for the full analysis period of 5 weeks, and that most of them transformed into neurons, which actually even communicated with the already existing brain cells, Tackenberg says.
All right. Game time. The researchers also found other markers of regeneration, new formation of blood vessels, and attenuation of inflammatory response processes. And I guess these guys, they got to use their big words. Otherwise, how do they justify their big salaries, right? And improved blood-brain barrier integrity. Quote, our analysis goes far beyond the scope of other studies, which focused on the immediate effects right after transplantation. That was a quote. by Tackenberg. Fortunately, stem cell transplantation in mice also reversed motor impairments caused by stroke. That's good.
Yeah.
Proof of that was delivered in part by an AI-assisted mouse gait analysis. Okay.
Huh.
Okay.
Yeah. When he was so I guess they film mice walking, and then the AI puts all, hundreds of times, and the AI puts that together to show how the gait works.
Like a
Yes.
cartoon.
Yeah. When he was designing this, like a cartoon, when he was designing the studies, Tackenberg already had his sights set on clinical applications in humans. That's why, for example, the stem cells were manufactured without the use of reagents derived from animals. The Zurich-based research team developed a defined protocol for that purpose in collaboration with the Center for iPS Cell Research and Application at Kyoto University. This is important for potential therapeutic applications in humans. Another new insight discovered was that the stem cell transplantation works better when it is performed not immediately after a stroke, but a week later, as the second study verified. In the clinical setting, that time window could greatly facilitate therapy prep and implementation.
Despite encouraging results of the studies, Tackenberg warns that there is still work to be done. Quote, "We need to minimize risks and simplify a potential application in humans," he said. Tackenberg's group, again in collaboration with Ruslan Rust, is currently working on a kind of safety switch system that prevents the uncontrolled growth of stem cells in the brain, delivery of stem cells through endovascular injection, which would be much more practical than a brain graft. Oh, I didn't even know you could do that, is also under the development. Initial clinical trials using induced stem cells to treat Parkinson's disease in humans are already underway in Japan. Tackenberg reports. Okay, that's Parkinson is another nasty disease, right?
Yeah.
No cure right now. Quote, "Stroke could be one of the next diseases for which a clinical trial becomes possible," unquote. So,
Very
yes,
promising.
sounds very promising. So we like it. It's a good story.
Yep. All right, folks, we'll keep an eye on this. We'll see you in the afternoon.
Take care, everyone. Thanks. All right, here we go.